going to talk about agriculture and food sustainability. We all know what's agriculture. Agriculture is a large scale farming enterprise or the class of people engaged in growing food. It is a simple theory for the planet Earth that without agriculture there is no food, and without food there is no living, and without living there is no life. Today, the human population on Earth is around 7.3 billion. The way the human population is increasing every year, they're going to need more resources. From these resources, one of them is food and agriculture. To understand all of this, we need to know about the agriculture sustainability and what is sustainable agriculture and what are the issues and the factors related with it. Now we're going to throw some light on the issues and the factors related with sustainable agriculture. What is sustainable agriculture? Sustainable agriculture is a way that protects the environment and public health and human society using farming techniques, food and fiber, and other plant products or animal productions and animal welfare. There are many problems related with this sustainable agriculture, like high rates of biodiversity loss, soil erosion, salinization, and land degradation through pollution, water pollution, climate change, global hunger, and the increasing population. But today we're going to discuss the major causes for the sustainable agriculture, like global hunger and climate change. Now let's talk about global hunger. What causes global hunger? There are many reasons for causing the global hunger, like poverty trap. People living in poverty cannot afford to buy nutritious food for themselves and their family. Lack of investment in agriculture. There's not enough roads or warehouses and irrigation. Climate and weather also plays an important role for causing the global hungers, like floods and droughts. There are food wastage done every year, like one third of all food produced is never consumed. Natural disasters such as flood, tropical storms, and long period of drought are increasing due to the global warming. In 2011, drought caused crop failures and heavy livestock losses in parts of Ethiopia, Somalia, and Kenya. In 2012, there was a similar situation in west of Africa. Not only that, our world's fertile farmland is under threat from erosion, salination, and desertification. Not only that, deforestation by human hands accelerate the erosion of land which could be used for growing food. Now we're going to take an interview of an expertise who has done his PhD in agriculture from Harvard University. His name is Dr. Dan, and he's going to throw some light on how to improve sustainable agriculture.
Hello, doctor. I'm doing a documentary on agriculture and food sustainability. Can you just throw some lights on the latest technology and the development in this area? You,
Sure. So when you talk about agriculture and food sustainability, the two topmost things that come to my mind are, one is vertical farming, and the second one is GMO food, that's genetically modified food. So let me, considering the time, let me just quickly brief you about the two, and maybe then if you have any questions, you can shoot them. So when you talk about vertical farmings, what it is a very new and naive concept for most of us. It's like a latest technology that is not very mature. It's basically growing food in silos, like closed buildings within the city. And the idea behind these technologies, that is a lot of urbanization and population moving to the urban location, which has basically created a dearth of space for farming in the around the city areas, and thus this creates an opportunity to create food products in closed environments within the city. What happens is the city becomes self-sustainable for its food, and it takes away the need of taking away forests or destroying the natural habitat of animals. So, and the second one, which I was talking about, is pretty common, and I'm sure most of you would be knowing about it, is genetically modified food. So in this case, what they do is they mess up with the DNA of the food. But when I say mess up, I don't mean in the negative sense. But what they do is they make them insect resistant, they make them disease resistant, and that's how that's how they are beneficial to the human being as compared to the conventional food products that are available in the market. So yeah, that's a very gist about the two technologies. If you have any more questions around those, any specific questions, then I'm happy to answer.
Are there any negative impact on the vertical farming and the genetically modified organisms or GMO foods?
Yeah, so everything has a positive and a negative side to it. So definitely, in terms of vertical farming, I reckon it's a very new technology, not a very mature one. So there's a long way of study and investment that needs to go into it before it can basically come out in the market. So I think the estimate is by 2050, there's going to be a world population of 3 billion people, and if something like this can be developed by that time, it will be really beneficial for people around the world. And just for your knowledge, there's already been a prototype in Singapore in 2012 where they created a 3 stories building, and they created the crops out of it which were edible. And GM foods, there's definitely a lot of controversies around that I'm sure that you must have heard of. The main is around labeling of GM foods, because when you are eating something, you want to be sure that it's proper. Like if a DNA of a crop is modified, then that's something that it might concern you. So this is the biggest concern around the GM products, which I assume could be addressed. But overall, I believe there's a acceptance and an agreement between the scientists all over the world that says that there's no negative impact as such on our body when we consume a GM product as opposed to a conventional one. So does that answer most of your questions?
Yep, thank you very much, doctor.
No worries. Thank you.
Yep.